I will say, the interesting thing about these notes is I write them down to remember them. And I have 500 of these. You know, not sketchbooks, but just pages and pages and pages and pages of notes. You know, but most of the time it just, you write it down and you kind of hopefully sucks into your brain. You cannot leave without new outline. And there's like a stain, because I'm sure I was like eating pasta or something. Anybody who's watching it has seen the movie that I made. It has a lot of stuff from the early days of that. You know it's like super current because it says the year 2015 on it. So, you know, we could edit that out. But this is the first page, which is life goals. I do this kind of stuff all the time. Make a tangible, positive difference in the world. Make amazing art that changes animation. Make people's lives better for having seen this dank cartoon heat. None of these have check marks off, you might notice.
Yeah, but
This is before I made the movie The Mitchells vs. the Machines, originally called The Mitchell Family vs. the Robot Apocalypse. My other big idea is animation Boogie Nights, which I haven't done yet. And the third idea is nothing. This is the first poster for the movie that I made. I started with a poster, and it says the Davis family must kill all robots. That was the initial title.
So you designed the poster?
Yeah, I did design the poster. I'll give myself that. And I like titles where it's a sentence, and you're like, must kill all robots, but the studio didn't like that. And I started doing these little vignettes of the characters and trying to get to know them. These are very bad drawings, trying to find the characters. This says sucks and has it pointed to this girl. And no, and too cool, not feeling this. I have a lot of mean notes to myself in here. This is maybe interesting. This is every title I could come up with for the movie, because the movie's title was always a problem. Cross-country robot rampage. The robot uprising is bumming me out, and then I wrote in it sucks. Worst vacation ever. Robot hunting trip, you know, that kind of stuff. These are vignettes. Some of these almost made it into the movie, but not quite. This is a guy driving, and it says, please make a sharp right turn in 25 feet. And he drives off a cliff. He's like, oh, that seems understandable. This is a scene that was early on where the little kid has chloroform, and he has to kidnap the president of the United States. But that got cut.
Why?
I know, exactly. A lot of like Katie exploration that are truly horrific drawings. I'm sorry to anyone watching this. These are like my insane checklists. Rough in all shots, and then I sometimes make way more checks than is necessary in a checklist because I want to make myself feel better. And I'm like, oh, I already did that. Check.
So it's not a relaxing...
No. It's not relaxing. It's just me yelling at myself in list form. It also like creates a plan for my day, because if I don't have a plan, I just crumble. So if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this from 8 to 9, I'm gonna do this from 10 to 12, and even if I don't end up doing that stuff, it sort of makes me feel like, okay, I'm getting something done. I'm very insistent on pen and paper because I get really stressed out with my phone because I'm like, where's the app? And if I'm writing and then I'm like, where's the tab for the list? And then I'm like, end up like, it's like 4 hours later and I'm on Wikipedia and I'm like, bats, wow. A lot of different kinds of bats. It prevents me from getting sucked in. This is sort of a real look behind the curtain where these are executive notes from the movie. Don't ignore the parents' marriage. There's once a character played by J.B. Smoove. Some of this is like real, and some of this is just like remember it, because if you write it down, you kind of remember it better. And also, you look good in a meeting if you're like studiously taking notes. Like, oh, I'm getting it all, baby.
It's like a good student.
Yes, exactly. I'm definitely trying to be a good student.
Were you a good student?
No, I was a terrible student because I was drawing all the time. I read somewhere that Tom Morello, guitar player for Rage Against the Machine, he wanted to be good at guitar, so he's gonna practice 8 hours a day. And I was like, I'll practice 12 hours a day, but drawing! And I'll be better at drawing than Tom Morello is at guitar. It did not happen for me. Instead, I just have a book full of lists, and I hired better artists to do all the work. I was an especially bad student because I was like, well, why do I need this shit? I'm gonna be a cartoonist. And my dad was like, whoa, buddy, hold on. 1, you're not that good. 2, it's a long shot no matter what, This one's maybe mildly interesting. This is me saying, why isn't Control-Alt-Escape, which is the title, the name of the movie, my favorite movie. Like, the title sucks. More big belly laughs. Doesn't say anything I deeply believe in. Issues, characters, and specifically character relationships are not super compelling or memorable. I'm a hard critic, even on myself. So if I've ever been a hard critic to any of you,
That's
just
good,
know.
If you're a critic to someone else,
You really have to give them a spoonful of sugar, I think.
Yeah.
That's my strategy.
should we be like that?
Well, because I think you, sort of the best, somebody said the best way you can give advice is with a pat on the back and a kick in the ass. Because you're like, you did good, and now keep going. Because if you don't say the you did good part, the person wants to kill themselves. I've been there. This is more notes. This is just me writing notes, criticizing my own movie.
Did you stop drawing?
No, it's funny. I kind of did. It's not even for fun. It's kind of in meetings when I'm nervous. I'll like draw. But I used to draw like 12 hours a day. I was, I do really think I realized that the thing that I was trying to get at, I could do better with writing. And other people were so much better at the drawing part than me. And it's like, and also sometimes those people are like, I want to work on something like this. And I'm like, well, I want you to work on it. Well, this is great. We all win, versus like me sweating and struggling through like, how does an ear look in perspective? And I've drawn hundreds of ears, but you put a pen in my hand and I crumble. I do 3D writing. That's as close as I get. There you go. There's a shoe. There's a weird face. The word "takao" for some reason. I don't know. The other thing I'll do too is stuff like this, where I have a basic idea of the composition in my head. I'll sort of hand it to an artist, and they will make it better. Animated movies are often content with mediocrity. We will strive for greatness at every level. Animated movies almost never reflect reality. This movie will be about real people with real issues. All of this is just me being so insecure and scared about making a movie. And like, maybe if I pump myself up enough, I can really get over the finish line. Because I will say that I was sort of talking to my friends about it, and it's like, I really think that the smoke we blew up each other's asses like led us to glory. Like, we just were like, you're great. No, you're great. Oh my God, we're gonna be amazing. And then all of a sudden, like, it started to, I don't know if we ever got great, but at least we started succeeding at our dark tasks. And then we get to the end. Last thing, movie about a Robin Williams type punchline guy that kills himself and the comedian that caused it. I don't know. Martin Short, plastic surgeon guy. There you go. I'm sorry, there's not more cool drawings. Well, and one thing about this book and just sort of art in general and animation especially is, Phil Lord said this once and I thought it was really true. He was sort of like, he's like, no one's a genius. And also this is coming from him who might be a genius. He's like, no one's a genius. I'm not a genius, you're not a genius. The genius is in between people. It's in the space in between people. You and me together, we made this moment, and that's great. But I couldn't have made it alone. You couldn't have made it alone. So I do really think that's true, sort of with animation and sort of like I feel like this is evidence or something. You get, I got all these amazing artists to work on this stuff. Without them, the movie would just be this book and a script on the desk, and it would be worthless, and no one would care. But because of them, it's a movie now, and people can watch it and feel things.
Because I'm curious, how's your everyday life?
It was, when I was working on the movie, it was a hellish 16-hour nightmarescape. I would like wake up at 3:30 in the morning and I would just like work and write and freak out and give notes and send emails and lose my shit. And then, and then people would start coming in around 9 and then I would like start going into meetings and then edit late into the night and then go home and sleep for 4 hours, then go back to the studio. Luckily that's over. I'd say to now I'm much healthier. I lost like 50 pounds or something. But because I like run every morning now and I, try to work from, 8 to 6. And sort of take reasonable breaks and have lunch and stuff because I didn't have lunch before.
How do you deal with that? The weight
stress.
Because you said like 16 hours.
Yeah.
It's there.
This is how I do it. This is how I deal with it. It's just this. These lists is the only thing that can get me through it. It's like if I write, because it's like I kind of say to myself, well, if I have a plan that's good enough, maybe that will save me. Each piece is one little bitty check mark. And if you're like, oh, I could do that, it's like all I have to do is write one email and write one scene and do 5 drawings for the storyboarders. I could do that in a day. But if you say to yourself, I have to make a movie in 4 years, and if it's not good, everyone's gonna hate me. Then it gets scary and you start losing it.
How do you feel about like people listening to you?
Some people have said that I have unreasonably high self-esteem. And I'm like, that's definitely an insult. Or unearned self-esteem. So in my head, I'm like, well, of course I'm right. But but the thing about it is like, I have all this self-esteem and I always think I'm right. But then the thing I have to do to sort of check that is you check your work all the time. With the movie, for example, we screened it hundreds of times for people. So for all of the times where I'm like, well, this is obviously the answer, I then have to put my money where my mouth is and show it to people and be like, is this the answer? You know, and sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. And you also have to be really realistic with yourself, and you can't like say, well, that person's a dummy, they don't know. You have to take everyone's opinion seriously because everyone's just a viewer or an audience member, and you kind of want to win everyone over. Where it's like, I'm insecure, so I try to pump myself up in my head just like I pump my friends up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, I am a genius. Yeah. And then I do something stupid. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm an idiot. And then you're like, you kind of try to find the middle ground. But I think the thing I sort of found that somebody gave me this advice, and I think it was good. They were like, everyone who does this job, which is basically direct or make a show or something, feels like a fraud 24 hours a day, and they think they're doing it wrong, and they think everyone hates them, and they think they're an idiot. And my friend, again, he was like pumping me up. He's like, Mike, you care more than anyone I've ever met about cartoons. So just if by caring that much, you're gonna do a great job. So just keep caring as much as you do, and you'll be fine. And then so I was like, all right, if I care hard enough, the movie will be great. And this is evidence of me caring. This whole book is like, I couldn't care more. I wrote down every note. I watched the movie 10,000 times. I wrote down stuff like, what is this movie saying? Nothing yet. Overall, want it to be way funnier. It's not memorably, incredibly funny yet. I'm a little bit nice to myself because I write the word yet after everything. I'm like, it's not the greatest movie of all time yet.
High self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. High self-esteem and insecurity, really right there next to each other, hovering, dancing with each other.
So you did have a lot of fun with the people involved.
100%. And especially coming from TV, it's like you're on an assembly line, and it's like dun 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 dun. It's like this cartoon. It's like dun dun dun. Shit. Oh Christ. Oh God. Gotta put. You know, as they're going by, and you're like, they're going out at the door, and if one of the artists has like, I have an idea. It's like, what? Hold on. We're dying over here. Tell me later. You know. But in a movie, it's on such a long timeline that if an artist has an idea, you're like, pull up a chair, let's have a conversation. And if it's a great idea, like, let's put it in the movie. I sometimes was like, I don't know if you've seen, there's a skit where Jordan Peele plays the producer of Gremlins 2, and everyone has some crazy pitch, and he's like, I love it, put it in the movie. And like, that was at my favorite at work. I was like that guy, where an artist was like, what if, you know, these robots broke apart into weird pieces and reformed? I'll be like, put it in the movie. You know, or it's like, what if, you know, there's a giant hot dog with a face on it? Put it in the movie. Because that stuff was really fun, because it's like, if I really believed in the idea, they felt good because their idea's in the movie. I felt good because my movie's secretly better. And I win, and they win. We all win. It was wonderful.
I think we can get to the part where you draw something.
Okay, great.
Good?
Yeah, totally.
So we have two because
Okay.
whatever, but this is
Okay,
I guess if
no
you want to
problem.
watch, you pick one and
Okay,
just
great.
choose a page that's not.
Okay.
used.
Can I look at these first?
Yeah, of
Because I'm
course.
excited. All right. Let me ruin it. Okay, great. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna draw the dog for the movie because that's the easiest thing.
Do you think you're being lazy drawing now?
It
Not only now, but nowadays.
so lazy, and if I do anything that's not a prescribed thing, it's so bad. But this one's an easy one, and it's generally fun to draw because I truly do love pugs, and they're strange creatures. And the pug in the movie is based on my sister's pug, who is now dead. R.I.P. Munchie. Shout out to a real one. It's important to draw his disgusting gums. I was like, okay, life drawing is important to get good at drawing. I see all these animation people do it. I don't know why they do it. It's like, what does drawing naked people have to do with drawing a cool Mickey Mouse or whatever? But I'm gonna do it anyway. But I didn't have access to models. So the things I would do is I would creepily go to the mall and draw people at the mall. And moms with their kids would be like, honey, come here. Hi, sir. Hi. Stay away from that man. Stay away from that. Why is he drawing people at the mall? But then I would also draw dogs a lot because dogs didn't get freaked out when you realized they were drawing them. He's drilling the THU to the letters THU.
Nice. Is it your first time here?
Yeah, first time. It's wonderful. Holy crap, what a dream. All these like amazing artists. It's really inspiring. And like me and my wife were like, we should collect. Because we went to a talk from Deanna Margulies. And I was like, I should do collage and go to the, market and draw people. And made me really excited about just like looking into the world and observing.
And it's your first time in Portugal?
First time, yeah. Yeah, Lisbon is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in my life. And also the pork sandwich was one of the best I've had. Yeah, absolutely. I will say it was really delicious. And I had a great time.
Can you please sign it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lisbon is amazing. I can't move out of there. Like,
yeah, no, why would you? Jesus Christ, it's never leave. Just go with that. You look down a street and there's the ocean and the ladies patting down blankets and putting them on a clothesline and you're like, this is amazing. And you eat the best sandwich of your life and you're eating this delightful little tart and eating fresh seafood. It's wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.